What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome to a Premier League Team of the Season video. Of course, the Premier League Team of the Season has been leaked. It is not out until tomorrow at 6 PM. I am very excited and we've got a lot to talk about with regards to the Premier League. What we're going to do today is I'm going to be building a team that I think is going to be my go-to team for the rest of the year based on the cards that are here for the Premier League. Of course, that will probably change when the next team of the season comes out, so on and so forth. But also, we're going to take a look at what the potential prices could be for some of these players based on current information that we've actually got in the game. So to start guys, let's take a look at some of these players. We'll start at the top. We've got Romelu Lukaku there. Just unreal. Absolutely unreal. Can I zoom in here? There we go. Romelu Lukaku, 92 pace, 99 shooting, 90 passing, 94 dribbling, 97 physical. Now he, Harry Kane, and Costa, whereas Costa, 94 Costa there, they'll have like super similar cards. They're all 94 rated. None of them have 4-star skill moves. Only Lukaku has Lukaku and Costa, sorry, have 4-star weak foot. I would say that Harry Kane is the weakest of all the strikers, not because of any other reason than he has lower pace than Lukaku. He's got very similar pace to Ibrahimovic. Where is Ibra? There. So 82 pace on Ibrahimovic, which is wild. But Ibra, of course, has 4-star. And so he's got 85 pace, as has Costa. But Costa has the 4-star weak foot. So straight off the bat, in terms of the strikers, Costa, Sanchez, Ibrahimovic, Kane and Lukaku, Harry Kane's probably going to be one of the... he's probably going to be the cheapest striker in there. But looking at his stats anyway, these stats are ridiculous. Now, you guys know I'm a big fan of playing attackers in midfield. I've not enjoyed Harry Kane's Player of the Month card in midfield. I do have his Player of the Month card, so he's 91 here. Not enjoyed that in midfield. But he's got a 5 defensive upgrade onto his Team of the Season card. So 5 defensive upgrade is pretty big. So if you popped a shadow on this, his dribbling, shooting, passing and physical already so big. If we go to his 91 actually and we pop a shadow card on his 91, what do we get out of that? So that goes to 68 defending. So why has that changed? Well, so there you go. What we'd get out of that is we'd get 12 pace, give or take, from Harry Kane's blue card, because we don't know what the in-games are. So something like 96 or 97 pace, and then something like 73 defending. Now for a guy with medium work rates, no, high work rates doesn't Harry Kane have actually. Yes, for a guy with high work rates, I'm pretty sure he has high anyway. Where is he? Yeah, high work rate, 6'2", to go up to like 70 odd defending and 90 something pace with 90 everywhere else, he actually might make a very good centre midfield. But regardless, these strikers, they're going to be deadly, man. And it's going to be so tough in Weekend League when you come up against people with them, because Lukaku 99 shooting, Kane 98 shooting, Costa 98 shooting, Ibra 99 shooting and Sanchez 97 shooting. Just insane. Dele Alli and N'Golo Kante obviously are the same as their Player of the Year cards. I genuinely believed that the Team of the Season, after we got the information of how Team of the Season was dropping, I was on the fence initially, then I believed that their Team of the Season cards were going to be higher rated than their Player of the Year cards. The fact that EA have re-released them is a bigger slap in the face to those that did the Player of the Year cards than anything else. If it was lower, you could be like, okay, they're the Player of the Year cards, that makes sense. If it was higher, you could be like, okay, Team of the Season follows a trend where it's above the most recent, highest performance-based card. That would have made sense. But being the same, EA just literally saying like, well, thanks for clearing loads of cards off the market, guys. And that's it. So I'm very happy that I didn't do these on my Road to Glory account. Of course, I did them on my main account for video purposes. But I'm very happy I didn't do this on my Road to Glory account. But that Dele Alli, I initially thought to myself, this Dele Alli is going to be massive, right? I thought I was going to enjoy him a lot. And he's got really well-rounded stats. But when you compare him, compare Dele Alli to Ander Herrera, and when you also compare him to Adam Lallana, who are the other midfielders very similarly rated, he's not that much better for how much more expensive he will probably be. And in fact, I would argue of the three midfielders here, Ander Herrera is probably going to be the best, simply because he's 4-star, high work rates, and 6 foot tall. Adam Lallana's super short. Yes, he's got a 5-star weak foot. Dele Alli is nice and tall at 6'2", but doesn't have 4-star skill moves or a 4-star weak foot, I believe. Yeah, 3-star. Like, nobody wants that really. What tab are we going to here? Where are we at? Oh, because I clicked on it that way. But regardless, my point stands that Dele Alli's stats, I personally believe Ander Herrera might be the go-to guy. When you compare Herrera to Dele Alli, let's go here and go to Dele Alli and pop his 91 in there. So Herrera has more passing, more defending, very similar dribbling, a little less physical, but with a chem style that won't make too much of a difference, a lot less shooting, which could be impactful, and a lot less pace, which could be impactful. So there's only those 2 stats there that he's really like outshone in from Dele Alli. But again, on the flip side, he's got high work rates, which for your box-to-box midfielder is obviously better than the medium that Dele Alli carries. And he's got 4-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves, which is way more important in my opinion than the 3-star that Dele Alli has. So you're going to get a 91 rated Dele Alli that's going to cost X amount. Herrera will be half that, in my opinion. That's kind of where I'm going with this and my thought process on some of the midfielders. As we carry on, guys, we look at some of the wingers. So Eden Hazard, guys, coming in at the left wing. What a card this looks to be. 98 pace and 99 dribbling means that you won't need to touch those with chem styles. 96 shooting and 96 passing, 84 physical. You basically got a few options. You can give him the chem style that boosts pace, passing and physical, and get those as high as possible, or shooting and physical and get those as high as possible. Or you can give him the Deadeye and get him to 99 shooting, 99 passing, 99 dribbling, and 98 pace with 84 physical. That's amazing. And the fact he's 98, I don't believe that's going to mean that he's going to be too expensive, because when you look at his 94, yes, it's nowhere near as good in stats pre-chem style. But if we even put a Deadeye onto him here, let me go for the Deadeye real quick. Deadeye. That gets his 94. Let me actually click on his 94. That'd be helpful. So chem style, Deadeye. That gets his 94 to 98 shooting and 96 passing, 94 pace, 97 dribbling. So this compared to that 98 card, you're only short a little bit of pace, a little bit of physical, and then a couple passing. Not a lot. And this card is only 375,000 coins. So when you take into consideration that this card is 375, you know his 98 is likely to be worth less than 1 million coins. And in fact, if you look at Neymar's card currently, 900,000 coins for 97 rated Neymar, and that's before the Foot Champs rewards have been released and before everyone goes mental opening all their save packs for Premier League. This 97 Neymar is probably going to drop to around the 700, maybe 600k mark, which it gives a good indication that Eden Hazard will probably, like legitimately in my opinion, start around the 1 million, maybe 900k mark, and then just slowly decline throughout the rest of the year. The reason why I think the Premier League prices, by the way, guys, will be cheap, I know a lot of people are sitting there thinking that they're going to be way expensive, is because, first of all, this is the biggest time of year for packs. People have saved their packs, people save their money for packs, and Foot Champs rewards obviously are going to be big for packing players. But also, these players, they come out like hotcakes. More specifically, the lower tier players, which we'll talk about in a second. But Mane and Hazard look ridiculous. I'm not the biggest fan of Mane's 87 card, which, by the way, is 120,000 coins. And again, I know the Team of the Season upgrade is big in terms of stats. In terms of rating, it's not that big. It's only 4 rating points. But in terms of stats, he gets 6 shooting, 6 passing, 5 physical, 6 defending, 4 dribbling, and of course no pace. But he's already 99 pace, so pace isn't a factor anymore in his price. You know, he's already got like ridiculous stats, and he's not a well-liked player, generally speaking. I don't know why, but it just doesn't really do much for people. So you can probably imagine that 91 Mane is going to be somewhere around 300,000 coins, maybe 400,000 coins, or less, and will just get lower throughout the year. For this card, that, for me, is huge. Going into the defence, Very low rated defence in the grand scheme of things compared to how many defenders there are. And when you look at certain players, and this is what I'm trying to explain, I was actually doing this same thing here on stream the other day. There are certain players that are very similarly rated to what we've got. So Socrates, for example, he's 3 ratings lower. He's only got 4 pace lower. He's only got 4 pace lower than Azpilicueta. He's got passing, dribbling, and shooting is way less, but this is a centre back, right? It's not really that relevant. It won't impact the price that much. He's 3 defending, 1 physical, and 4 pace lower, and he's 56,000 coins. Now, of course, he's got terrible links. You know, not many people use Dortmund defence. Almost no one uses the Greek defence, and not many people even use Bundesliga defence in general. He does get a strong link to Piszczek, and his team of the season will probably be crazy good. But you get some kind of indication of where Azpilicueta's price might be. Okay, let's take into consideration his stats are marginally better than Socrates. Socrates is 2-star, 3-star, whereas Azpilicueta is 3-star, 3-star, which is again marginally better. And he's got better links. Now, the links, in my opinion, are where you're really going to pay for this Azpilicueta card. So, of course, he's Premier League, he's Spanish, and he's Chelsea. He's got real good links for everyone, everywhere. And because of that, he's going to be nowhere near 56,000 coins. He's probably going to be somewhere, in my opinion, in the region of about 250,000 coins for this card. Maybe day one, when these cards first get packed, he's 400, 500,000 coins. But, in my opinion, a 91 rated card right now in FIFA isn't even a card that's that desirable in terms of rating because of how many there are. And if we look at other 91 rated players in this game and just take a look at their average value, not there, we want here, so we go here, 91, 91, filter by rating, and we look at their average value for the 91 rated. So Paul Pogba is the best Paul Pogba card there is, and he's only 1,000,000 coins. Now, this is a guy who doesn't have a team of the season, and so is high in price for that. He's not selling here for 1.4. Literally 11 minutes he's been there at 1,000,000 coins, and he's not selling. You can see his average price actually went as low as 850k, and the reason why his price hiked was because he's not getting a team of the season. Yet this is a card that has team of the season worthy stats. If you put a shadow card on him and then you look at his stats there, 92 pace, 92 defending, he's a 90 rated minimum everywhere on the field. This is a card that is team of the season caliber. Okay, you then look at Aguero, 91 Aguero, 568,000 coins, and this again is a player that won't get a team of the season, hasn't got a team of the season, so this is his highest possible rating for his card. Dybala 91. Now this is important, and Sanchez 91. Sanchez 91 is 340,000 coins, and that is for a striker. Defenders are just notoriously cheaper. In fact, if we go to positions and go to defenders and look at the defensive players, Sergio Ramos 91 rated. Great links, much like Azpilicueta will have. Spanish, Real Madrid, La Liga, only 260,000 coins. Diego Godin, only 148,000 coins. And then Jan Vertonghen, who, okay, doesn't have the pace that Azpilicueta will have, is only 113,000 coins. Alderweireld will follow almost identical value of Vertonghen because they have the same pace, which is, for centre-backs, just, it is a factor that boosts price and value. And then if you look at Azpilicueta to Sergio Ramos, once you put the chem style on, these stats don't really make much of a difference, right? So Azpilicueta has 2 more defending and 1 more physical. That's a non-entity in the grand scheme of things. He has 6 more pace, but he is 2 inches shorter at 5'10" and has medium work rates, which is probably actually arguably better than Sergio Ramos. And Sergio Ramos, guys, is 260,000 coins. Maybe that's been bought, maybe it hasn't. 280 was the next one, and then 300. But what you'll see is this price will also continue to come down as the game goes on now. If we look at his all graph, he's been bouncing around. All of a sudden, people are getting ready for team of the season. His price bottoms out, and it is really bottoming out. This is the lowest it's ever been. 260,000 for a 91 rated Sergio Ramos. But again, that just goes to show the kind of value that we're going to be looking at for a player like Azpilicueta. And someone like Socrates. We'll take a look as well at the 90 rated defenders. So what I did, guys, is I went for the 90s all the way up to the 92s, and Sergio Ramos again is trumps there. 500,000 coins for his 92 rated man of the match, 260 for that, and then for his 90 rated it's only 215. And again, what I'm doing here isn't showing necessarily the exact price these players are going to be, because it's a team of the season, not an inform or a man of the match. It is a Premier League card, which is the most popular league this year, which obviously adds some value to it, and they are bigger stats than the informs and these cards. But this is a good price guide when you get someone like, who's probably the best here in terms of stats comparatively. You are looking at Sergio Ramos, but even like Thiago Silva, 150, Diego Godin, yeah, sure, he doesn't have the pace, that's why he's down at 148. Chiellini, 76 pace, 120,000 coins. 120,000 coins for a 90 rated Chiellini card is mental. And I see people say to me, I think the Premier League cards are all going to be 500,000 coins minimum. There's no way on earth that this card will be more than 300,000 coins, in my opinion. Maybe 350 at the start. It will definitely come down, because what you got to remember is there's a lot of leagues coming out, a lot of team of the seasons, a lot of packs saved, a lot of promo packs that EA will offer. There's a lot to come this team of the season that is going to drive the prices down. And if we look at last year's team of the season, let's go to David De Gea of last year and go to the Premier League team of the season of last year. The defenders, where are the defenders? Chris Smalling, 95,000 coins. Hector Bellerin, 148,000 coins. Morgan doesn't really count because they're not like the proper ones, but I can't remember what the other defenders were. But Hector Bellerin with 98 pace was 148,000 coins. Different game. I know it's a different game. The reason why that's important is because last year there was no FUT champions, so there was less coins on the market, less people had less things. But as a price guide, it's definitely there. And if you look at his all price, the day he came out, he was 230. He then immediately dropped down into the 170s. He remained there for a very similar period of time. He eventually crept back up to 240 in August, which was probably around the time where the chem glitch was found. And so all these cards had more value, and then he settled at around 170 at the end of the game. But during team of the season, he was around 160, 170. And then if we also look at Chris Smalling, now this isn't a Chris Smalling that was as good as a Chris Smalling we have, but this is an 88 centre-back with 83 pace as a base card stat that is less than 100,000 coins. Again, I will say, this is not the same as this year for many reasons, but as a price guide, this is important. Last year he started off at just 200,000 coins. And then he dropped immediately down to 120, 130, and then he hovered around that 1 to 130 mark for a long time. And again, look at that, in August again his price boomed up. And I would argue again that this is where Chemgate was probably figured out. And so people just were using any player they wanted. So I think in terms of the team of the season this year, I believe that, as I say, there are many different factors. Number one, these cards have even bigger boosts than last year. Number two, we get the FUT Champs rewards, which put more coins onto the market. And number three, the Premier League this year is a more desirable league than it was last year because of the players that are involved and what EA have done specifically with SBCs. There is definitely a case to say that last year it was probably La Liga that was the go-to league, whereas this year it is almost definitely the Premier League that is the go-to league. But again, when we look at these players and we look at the value of similar players, there are going to be a few players that are super expensive. Lukaku, in my opinion, will be super expensive because of how good his stats are. Eden Hazard will be super expensive. I think Kante will be super expensive. I think De Gea. I think Ibra, De Bruyne, Sanchez will be super expensive. I think Costa and David Luiz will be super expensive. But I don't think Valencia, Keane, Lallana, Herrera, Alderweireld, Ericsson, Lloris, Azpilicueta, Walker, Vertonghen or Alonso or Dele Alli or Mane, I don't think these guys will be super expensive. And even when I say super expensive, I don't mean astronomically expensive and unaffordable. I mean, Eden Hazard, I think, and this is my opinion, this is just my opinion to give you guys a guide on what could happen. I could be just totally wrong, could just be talking out my butt here, but I think Eden Hazard is going to be no more than 1 to 1.2 million. I think Lukaku will be no more than 6 to 700,000. I think Harry Kane will be 3 to 4, maybe 500,000. I think Mane is going to be around the 2 to 250, maybe 300,000 mark. I think Vertonghen is going to be around the 150 mark at max. I think where's Alderweireld, the 150 mark at max. In fact, Vertonghen is already 113. 116,000 coins for this card. His price went up yesterday because he was extinct. He was unable to be purchased, unable to be sold. So his price value went up. But in general, oh no, this is all of it. Yeah, look at that. It came out 193 every day, just cheaper and cheaper. And this is a Premier League team of the season. So this pattern here, what you're seeing, will likely be similar to all of the Premier League team of the seasons. They'll start off at a peak, and they'll gradually get smaller and smaller and smaller. And then once team of the season's done and everyone wants to buy their teams, his price will probably gradually grow up and up. I'm not a market dude. I'm not the best at markets. I'm not the best at investing or at predicting prices or predicting anything, really. What I have, though, is the data to back up what I'm saying from last year's game compared to this year's game and from other players in the game. When we look at someone like Keane, Lallana and Herrera, we look at an 89 rated defender. Now, his 84 card is 25,000 coins. It's different to his team of the season because it's an inform. It's an 84 rated inform, which is important because of those special inform upgrade things which reduce his price, but it's not too dissimilar as a card for his 89. This 89 card, in my opinion, is going to be 100,000 coins or less. And if you compare this Keane card, and this is going to be wild because this guy is not even close to a team of the season. If you compare Keane to Smalling, Keane has the same pace, way more defending and way more physical, and will be basically just a better version of Chris Smalling. How about that? And obviously Smalling's like cheap as chip because he's only a gold standard card. But for me, Keane's going to be 60k at most, at absolute most. And I'm excited to use some of these team of the season players. And then if we look at not even, I don't even want to look at Lallana. No, well, let's have a look at Lallana's inform price. So his 85 inform is 40,000 coins. Again, nowhere near the stats, but for a 90 rated Lallana with these stats, he's not going to be that expensive. When we take a look at this Lallana and compare him to Sanson, now again, you've got to look at links, right? Sanson has more pace, similar dribbling, similar shooting, but a little less, and similar pace, but a little less as well, be fair. Much better defending, better physical, and quite similar passing. So these guys have similar cards, other than the fact that Lallana is 4-star, 5-star. Sanson's got good links because he's French, so he actually fits into a lot of teams, and the dude's 73,000 coins. He's an incredibly well-rounded card for 73,000 coins. So when you look at Lallana, yes, he's Premier League, yes, he's English, yes, he's Liverpool, yes, he's got slightly better stats than the Sanson card, and he's got better weak foot and skill moves. So if this is 73,000 coins, you wouldn't expect this to be more than double. You would expect 150,000 coins for this team of the season Lallana card. So don't sit there and think, dudes, that you might be priced out of these team of the season cards, because I think other than a handful of them, I honestly think other than the absolute elites, the 94s and above, I think will be expensive. But the 93s and below, I don't think they'll be that expensive based on other cards. What the other thing I wanted to look at was for the current 90 rated midfielders in the game again. So when we take a look at 90 rated midfielders, which is going to be Herrera and Lallana's rating, position midfielders. So what you got, obviously David Luiz doesn't count. Mesut Ozil, a 90 rated cam, 104,000 coins. Arjen Robben, a 90 rated winger inform with incredible stats for a winger, 126,000 coins. If we look at the most expensive, Paul Pogba, he's an elite tier player, a special player, and he's still only 500,000 coins. Dybala, look, and you can tell by the disparity in values here that Paul Pogba is literally in a class of his own, because he's double the price of the next 90 rated midfielder, and that's Dybala. Kevin De Bruyne's 90 rated inform, 192,000 coins. Kevin De Bruyne is actually a real good opportunity to look at how much his team of the season might be, based off the fact that his 92 card is 240, so his 95 card is not going to be more than 400,000 or 500,000 coins. It's just not going to be. It's not that much better. You know what I mean? What have we got here? We've got 3 pace, 5 passing, 6 shooting, 6 dribbling, 7 defending, and 7 physical. I suppose defending, physical, and dribbling are a big upgrade. His pace isn't a massive upgrade though, so I don't know about that one. But I still don't think that this blue De Bruyne here, I don't think this will be worth more than 500,000 to 600,000 coins. So if you've saved yourself a war chest for team of the season, and you're sitting there thinking, I don't know if I'm going to have enough to be able to afford some of these players, I think you will have. Christian Eriksen, his 88 rated card is 120,000 coins. So his next best card is not going to be, in my opinion, more than double that. I think Eriksen you might get for 250,000 coins for a card this good. And then if you actually compare Eriksen to De Bruyne, another reason why I think potentially De Bruyne's card won't be that expensive is because Eriksen's got remarkably similar stats to De Bruyne. 1 more pace, 1 more dribbling, 5 more defending, 1 more passing, 2 less shooting, and 7 less physical, but has 4-star, 5-star versus the 4-star, 4-star. So Eriksen has arguably got a better card than De Bruyne. It'd be interesting to see the in-game stats and how they affected after chem styles. Of course, Kevin De Bruyne is a little bit taller, 5'11" over the 5'9". But in general, I think Eriksen is a better card, and he's going to be cheaper, which will actually bring down the price of the Kevin De Bruyne, because people will be like, why would I pay that for Why would I pay 500k for KDB when I can pay 250k for Eriksen? That means this De Bruyne card won't get bought, so people will undercut, and yeah, it will raise Eriksen's price a little bit, but eventually they'll marry, and De Bruyne will have a little bit of a higher price because he's a high rated card. He gets better links as a Belgian, just because you can link him to Lukaku and to Hazard, whereas Eriksen's got an off nation in the Premier League. But in general, dudes, I just think I honestly just think that this Premier League is going to be a real good time for people that have prepared themselves. If you've even got 500,000 coins or more, if you save packs, if you've got investments in your club, I think you're going to have a lot of fun. So the team that I was going to build, and we'll end here. The team that I was going to build, I did this on stream, this same experiment. Whatever goalkeeper is cheaper is the one that I'm going to go with. If it's Lloris, I'll go with Lloris. If it's De Gea, I'll go with De Gea. I'm going to go with Antonio Valencia at right back. I'm going to go with Azpilicueta in at centre back with David Luiz. I think it's going to be a real good centre back pairing, and I'm going to go for Alonso at left back. Now Alonso again has got a card that's ridiculous, and he'll be cheap. In midfield, I'm going to be going with who was I going with? Costa is going to be one of my midfielders. I've already played Costa's Player of the Month card there. This Costa will actually be a solid midfielder, in my opinion. I'm going to be going with Kante as one of my midfielders, because for a change, I actually want a defensive-minded midfielder in my team. And my third midfielder I don't know who it's going to be. It's either going to be De Bruyne or Eriksen. I probably would go for Eriksen for the 5-star skill moves, but it might be De Bruyne here. My striker is going to be Lukaku, which means for me personally, Ibrahimovic isn't going to get into the team. My left forward is going to be Eden Hazard, and my right forward is going to be Alexis Sanchez, not Mane. When I built this team on stream, people were saying this team is going to cost you 4 to 5 million coins. That team for 4 to 5 million coins is unbelievably cheap in the grand scheme of things. Because in my club, in my Road to Glory club, I've got around 4.5 million coins worth of liquidated assets. So if I cleaned everything out, I'd have enough to afford this team. I will be blown away. And imagine you came up against this team. It would be wild. Sanchez on 7 chem will still get chem boost. Everyone else here has got a great team. I might change this midfield depending on who I feel plays better. Maybe Costa won't get in there. Maybe it will be De Bruyne instead. You know, might be that. Maybe Kante won't be in there. Maybe it'll be Dele Alli instead. Who knows? I might get Herrera first because he's going to be one of the cheapest players, and I might love him. Herrera might be the dude there instead. But the defense and the attack is going to be that. And I'm so excited to use it. But anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the video. Let me know, based on who you've got in your club, and what you know of the Premier League team of the season, what your dream team is going to be over the next few weeks on Twitter. Twitter.com/NepentheZ. Tweet me your team that you think you're going to build based on the current Premier League team of the season. But this is going to be the end of the video, guys. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.